Good morning everyone, hope you're ready for today's circuit. All you need are your free weights or any home resistance kit you've got, and a good bit of space. So we're going to start with the warm up and we're going to start with jogging on the spot. Focus on staying light and springy, bring your knees up to medium height. If you're trying to keep the noise down for the neighbours, then you can do other exercises instead. You may want to do some low impact star jumps where you just step your feet out to the side, or you may want to do squats. Okay, so now we're going to move on to side lunges. Choose one direction and we're going to do that same direction for 30 seconds, stepping out as far as you can, doing a squat on that leg as you land. You should get a stretch through the groin in the straight leg, and you should get a little bit of leg work being done on the side that you're squatting into. Drive the heel into the floor and push away as hard as you can to return to your normal position. And change leg and get ready to go. If this is a new exercise, if you're still getting used to this one, then we are going to get to do it again before we start the workout today, so don't worry about that. Okay, now we're going to kneel on the floor for our kneeling hip flexor stretch, but we're going to do it with a difference today. We're going to do it for reps. So you'll notice I'm in this kneeling position. I'm going to sit my hips back and then I'm going to push my hip forward and squeeze my glutes. Think of this as a glutes exercise more than an actual hip flexor stretch. You're going to sit back, you're going to push forward and squeeze the bum. There is a bit of a hip thrust with that movement, but make sure you don't overcommit to pushing your hips forward. You're just moving up to neutral and your back position should stay the same all the way through. And change leg, go for the other side. Remember, we're squeezing the glutes and we're looking for a little bit of a stretch in the front of the hip on the side of the kneeling leg. And now we're going for some downward dogs. Remember with this, I've said this before, we're not just going for the hamstring stretch, we are working the shoulders as well. I want you to actively push the floor away, push your hips high, try to really push your body away from the floor. Okay, so we're coming to the end of those now. We're going to go back to jogging on the spot again. We're going to repeat that whole warm up, make sure we're really warm by the end of this. And back to side lunges, take that long stride, squat on the landing leg and drive away through the heel. And change leg. Let's go. And we're back to those hip flexor thrusts now, aiming for that stretch in the front of the hip and squeezing the glutes. And change over to the other side. And lastly, into the press up position for our shoulder warm up. Remember, be active in the shoulder, push your hips high, push the floor away. Okay, so finishing your warm up and getting ready for your first exercise, you need 2 small weights. I've gone for 2 3-kilo bags of pasta here, and we're going to perform this bent over rear fly, raising the arms up straight to the side, squeezing the shoulder blades back. Try to keep your chest low. Show as much control as possible at the top of the movement, although that is tricky when you're using bags that swing around. And really aim to get that squeeze in the shoulder blades, feel those upper back muscles working. Now you need a single heavier weight for our single leg stiff-legged deadlifts. We've done stiff-legged deadlifts on 2 legs before, so we're just taking 1 leg off the floor, keeping minimal knee bend, keeping the back flat, and go down as far as it takes for you to feel that hamstring stretch, and try not to lose your balance. This is a tricky one with lots of things to remember. Try to focus on not bending your knee as you tip forward and letting your leg trail back out straight behind you as you tip over. We're focusing on 1 leg for the whole round, and there will be time to swap sides later, so just try to keep that tension on, keep attempting more reps. Now we're moving on to our squat to press. Nice dynamic movement this, so squat down as low as you can, then drive up fast and press your weight up into the air. Use the momentum of coming up out of the squat to drive your arms out straight. And now we're going to go back to the other leg of those stiff-legged deadlifts. Remember, try to keep the back flat, trail the leg out behind you, and avoid rebending your knee. You should just have a little bend in the standing knee. We'll finish this round with some star jumps to get the heart rate up. Obviously you can do some low impact variations if you're worried about the neighbours or if you've got any injuries, but just do something to get the heart rate up now and get a swell. Great work so far, guys. That was round 1. We're doing 4 rounds today, so use this 30-second rest to rehydrate, get your breath back, and we'll be starting again in about 15 seconds. And a quick recap for these rear flyers that we're starting with. Fold over at the hips, keeping your back flat, lift your arms out straight to the side and squeeze those shoulder blades. Moving back to our single leg deadlifts now. This time I'd like you to focus on your knee and foot control. Try not to let your arch collapse and try not to let your knee cave in. You could even do this exercise barefoot if you're working inside where it's nice and dry. And raising the tempo now of our squat to press, really focus on launching that weight up from the ground up. Use your whole body to lift that weight overhead. And moving on to our single leg deadlift on the other leg. And it's time for our heart raiser now, whether it's star jumps or something else, it's entirely up to you. Just have some fun with it and get that sweat on. Excellent work guys, that's round 2 done. I'm going to stop talking now so we can have the music a little bit louder so you guys can get into it that bit more. You've got 2 more rounds to go and then I'll rejoin you for the cooldown. Well done team, you're done for today. Have a quick break and then we will start with our stretches. So we started today with a lot of shoulder work, so we'll start by stretching the shoulder out. Just pull the arm across the body. Don't let the whole of your shoulder pull across, just try and keep your shoulder blades back. And you should feel that stretch in the top of your shoulder. And swap to the other side. And reaching the hand over the top of the head, pull the ear to the shoulder, keep your chin slightly tucked and keep your shoulder relaxed. And change side. And we'll go into our kneeling hip flexor stretch from the beginning of the workout, but we won't do the reps this time. We're just going to hold statically, squeeze the glutes and drive the hips forward. And change sides. And now we'll stretch the glutes with that pigeon stretch, so bringing the leg across the body and dropping down. You can rest your arms down to the floor if you like. And change side. And keep holding that stretch for a little bit longer, guys. Well done. This is the last one of the day. Just remember, we've got a few weeks left until we're allowed back in the gym, so keep your home workouts going. Don't lose motivation now, and we'll all be fit and ready for rejoining after the 25th. See you again soon.